marriages at Antioch First Baptist Church. How many of you were married here in this church? You raise your hand. Okay. All right. You can put your books down. You can put your hands down. Scott, when were you married in this church? Don't look over there.
1990.
Okay, let's get a little bit more specific.
Oh, that's pretty close. February the 10th.
My wedding was
February 10th. Okay.
of 1990.
1990, February 10th, 1990. Okay. Anybody got a story of your wedding you want to share with us? You scared? Okay. Y'all be thinking.
Since nobody else would share, I'll tell the story on the spot. Some of you have heard this, but we went to the Gaulden Hotel after our wedding, and I was bound and determined that when I left here, I was going to wear my dress. I figured if I paid for it, if my mama paid that much money for it, I was going to wear it out of here. So we get to the Gaulden Hotel, and Scott drops me off because he wouldn't valet park the car. So there is a Tupperware convention, the Tupperware Lady convention going on in the hotel. And so I walk in the hotel and I'm standing in the middle of the lobby like this with the big wedding dress on. And they're saying, well, honey, did you lose somebody? And I said, well, he's parked in the car. So they say, well, come on, let's hide from him. So they go and hide me behind the post, and Scott comes in his tux. He looks around trying to find me, but I've always given him a hard time about just dropping me off the door. Get out.
All right.
Yes.
We want to hear you, Jeanette.
Mine is a little bit about the history of Antioch. We married in May 24th, 1969, and that happened to be one of the times when there was an interim pastor here. We did call him the interim back then. And he was English and did not have an American citizenship at the time, so he couldn't marry us. So I was determined if I had gotten that guy this far, we were going to get married, you know, preacher or no preacher. So for all of you that know my dear mother, she wasn't going to let it stop. So this is how friendly Antioch is. She called the Methodist preacher, Brother Horace Bass. I'm sure a lot of you still know him today. He sells mattresses, if you don't know. And she called him up, and in her dear words, she said, would you marry my daughter? And I think on the other end, he said, I'm sorry, lady, but I'm already married. But needless to say, he did come through. So Antioch is a very caring community. So the Methodist preacher here married us in the little, used to be white church across the street.
And you know you're not legally married.
I'm just saying when Mike left, he hasn't heard this.
Speak up real loud.
This is my way.
Danny, when were you and Lori married?
Steve Bozeman and I, we were in that wedding party there, and it was across the street. And I'll never forget this, when the pastor asked for the ring, Steve went to hand the pastor the ring, and he dropped it. How many of y'all remember those floor vents? over there. Well, it was rolling toward a floor vent, and the entire wedding party is. And I will remember that the rest of my life.
Did your ring fit when you got ready to put it on?